into pieces. Today we are happy to have with us a local resident, Mr. Shan, to share with us some information about the lake. Good morning, everyone. I learned that the ice season of Chagan Lake started from the 20th of November this year. So can you give us more information about that? Yes, the ice season starts from the 20th. And the lake water has reached the freezing point, so the ice has formed a layer on the surface of the lake. It snowed while the lake water, the temperature of the lake water dropped gradually to the freezing point. So the surface has been frozen. So we can see the ice on the surface of the lake. You can see that the ice is not transparent. It's dark. And it's not smooth. This will not be friendly to the fishing because the net might be blocked by the unsmooth surface and also the beneath. So we are trying to avoid the part that is not smooth in order to allow the fishing to go more smoothly. Well, I also noticed there is one part that has not been frozen. Yes, that is a hole in the surface of the lake. Because of the temperature is not low enough, it has not reached the freezing point. So you may feel some warm air coming out of it. So that means the hole, which is not frozen yet, it has the highest temperature in the lake area, and it is the latest to get frozen. Compared with other parts of the lake area, it has thinner layers of ice. We have to wait longer for it to get frozen. But this whole area is quite dangerous. We must be cautious about it. So in the winter fishing season, passengers are warned of this whole area. We'd better not drive around this area. It could be very dangerous. We've also carried out security measures to remind our passengers to be aware of the possible danger on the lake area. We put up signposts and reminders for the passengers and ward them off the lake area and the loss of property, in fear of a loss of property. So has the fishing time been decided? Well, it depends on the temperature. It is estimate that the fishing season will start from the 20th of December this year or 19th of December. So in December 20th, we will have what is known as the winter fishing season in Chagan Lake. And that is spectacular scene every year. So what is the so-called official date for fishing? That means an opening ceremony of the fishing season. Well, the date for next year is January the 1st for 2021. And the date is fixed for some security concerns and also the temperature. Good to know that. It means by January the 1st, 2021, everyone will have the opportunity to see how the fishing season goes. By then, the temperature will be very low, will be low enough for people to enter the lake area and watch the fishing process. And you will also see how the auction goes. You can walk on the surface of the lake ice and watch the fish catch. Now we have a Q&A session. We have the first question. Actually, the answer has been mentioned in our previous conversation. So the question is, for this year's ice season, the way of icing in Chagan Lake, in what way will it be carried out? You can put up your answers in the comment section and leave your mobile phone number so that once you are selected, a nice present will be presented to you. I have another question. Chagan Lake is has spectacular scenes in winter season, but I wonder how it looks in summer. It might also be nice to visit Chagan Lake in summer, right? Well, the first impression about the Chagan Lake people are reminded of is winter, is about the ice. But over the past few years, we have developed the lake area. We have nice sceneries all the year round. Each season has its special scenery. We have a cuisine festival in summer. We also have a folk culture festival where you can take the boat on the river. In autumn, you can also visit the wetland area and enjoy the flower blossom. And in winter, you've got to see the ice fishing. So in all 4 seasons across the year, you can have different entertainment in the lake area, including enjoying the lotus blossom and also fishing. Actually, the lake does not take the current shape as it used to be. Now it has an area of 500 square kilometers. In the upper reach, in dry season, the water in the upper reach drained as small as 50. The lake area was narrowed to a very small area. So the area is very salty and windy, the area can be. The field was damaged due to the salt and alkaline. So the government decided to borrow water from the Chagan Lake. Since 1976 to 1983, across 8 years, the project cost the people so many efforts. So over the range of 8 years, we diverged the water from the Chagan Lake to Chagan Lake. So we opened a canal from the Chagan Lake to Chagan Lake, which spans over 50 kilometers. And that brought Chagan Lake back to life. And it was fully vitalized. So the water was back, and the fish was back too. So the canal project was something about creation, and it has benefited the Chagan Lake. It has provided the lake area with more water. The fishery resources in the area belongs to the category of value-added assets. So the fish is a natural added value. At that time, there were several kinds of indigenous fishes. And later we developed the fish business. As the business grew bigger, the category of the fish grew smaller. Later in 1992, we visited the Chagan Lake again, and we found that the category and the quality, the category of the fish is small and the quality of the fish is low. So the experts did an investigation about it and decided to introduce a new category of fish, the fathead fish, into Chagan Lake. We did this to enrich the variety of the fish and to improve the quality. So what is the starfish in Chagan Lake? Well, literally, it is the fathead fish. It lives so well in the water. Because the water here contains very low level of alkali. So in 1992, we introduced the big head of fish, and it takes 4 months for them to grow big. The fish grow very fat, and were well received by the consumers in the market. And that has helped achieve the sustainable development of the fishing industry in the Chagan Lake. We introduced a new policy regulation, a full chain management style. We breed the fish by ourselves. We have a breeding base in the area to ensure that the supply is met in the area. In the past, we went to other provinces for breeding, but when they are transported to Chagan Lake, some change may take place on the way. So when we decided to breed by ourselves, there will not be any risk in the process. And across the dam, there is a breeding pool. So every year we introduce around 1 million kilograms of fish breeds. So you put a lot of breeding every year in order to harvest more. Yes, that's the way of sustainable development we are promoting. We also made reform to the net style. Now it measures 6 inches. For the fish that weighs below 2 kilograms, they will be left out of the net because we want to give them more space to grow up. Now the Q&A session again, we have another question. In our talk just now, we mentioned the most famous category of fish in Chagan Lake. Now feel free to post up your answer in the comment section. So now Chagan Lake harvests more every year. And the people's livelihood in the surrounding fishing villages has been improved. Yes, that's true. People's lives have changed dramatically over the past few years, over the past couple of years. And the changes not only take place in people's life, but also in the processing area. The infrastructure has been greatly improved and people's income has increased a lot. And now people are able to live in at least 3-room apartments. 3-room, 90 square meters is a standard house for our people here. And 90% of our people have moved into apartments. We have a question from the online viewers. What are the major categories of fish in Chagan Lake? Well, there are quite a lot of them. For example, the big heads, the crucian, and the catfish. There are so many of them. Altogether, 68 categories of fish. So altogether 68 species. Are these frozen products? This is frozen tofu, a specialty in northeast China. It goes well with a vegetable. It goes well with Chinese cabbage. For those who live in South China, you will not be so lucky to taste this kind of cuisine in Northeast China. But if you have the chance to visit Northeast China, you got to taste the frozen tofu, the frozen pears. Well, as we walk around here, I can feel the environment is very clear and sound. The street is quite clean. We are keen to protect the local environment. And also the walls of the surroundings. We also have wall paintings to preserve the fishing culture of Chagan Lake. Because this is the this is the very final fishing culture, the fishing tribe in China that is ever left. There are over 50 local fishing restaurants. So many fishermen has been successfully turned into businessmen. So how many villages are there? There are over 300 households in the fishing village. Many elder people have moved into the cities, but when it's warm, they will come back. The people here, their awareness on environmental protection has been greatly improved. And throwing rubbish and other behaviors are strictly prohibited here and are greatly reduced. We have built 2 sewage processing facilities here. This means the sewage will be processed. Over the past few years, the sanitation of the drinking water of our workers has been greatly improved. We have renovated the pipelines of transmission water. I read some other posts. They are quite interested in the frozen pears. Maybe I'll go back and buy some back. Winter is a lovely season in Chagan Lake. You have the chance to taste so many nice cuisine and food, like the frozen pear, frozen tofu, and also the fish. The whole area is a natural refrigerator. And the fish caught will be sold to other areas, other parts of the country. Especially over these years, we have highly developed the e-commerce. The online sales of the fish has been greatly promoted. That means people across the country have the chance to taste our fish. Now we're heading for our second site today. This is the so-called icing yard. So how does it get its name? In the winter, the harvest is high. So the transportation will be an issue. We need to store and select and store the fish. So we stock up the fish and put a layer of warm water on the top of the fish. But due to low temperature, it will produce a thin layer of ice on top of the fish, hence its name. Now let me check if there are more questions from the online viewers. I am from Tangshan. I've never tasted the frozen pear. I wonder how to buy fish from Chagan Lake. Well, it's quite easy. We have a sales department. They provide their contact online. We wonder if you have a web page where we can click on the fish and place an order. Yes, you can do that online. So this is the ice yard. But we haven't seen any ice yet. Yes, because the ice season will not take place until 1 week before December 20th. I noticed there are 8 small mountains in front of us. Actually, they are fishing nets. They are being equipped and renovated. Okay, let's go to check the fishing nets. I think their height are as big as mountain. This is the fishing net that is as long as 1,000 meters. It can capture millions of kilograms of fish in one hole. This net has small holes. It catches small fish and shrimps. Hello everyone, this is the 20th generation of master in the Chagan Lake. So can you tell us something about the fishing nets? We have almost finished the work of renovation of and equipment of the fishing nets. We can come closer and watch the net in detail. As you can see, the small hole it gets, so it is used to catch smaller fish. We are keen to keep the ecology, the balance of the ecology. Because we also need to protect the big fish, so we decide to catch some smaller ones. This is the of bigger net because it has bigger holes. You can check how big the hole is. You can put your hand through the hole. And the hole gets even bigger and bigger. So this net is used to catch bigger fishes and to let the smaller fish go away. And this is the thick rope. It has a Chinese name, Tao. It feels heavy and thick. So the rope is tied to the fishing net. So, dear online viewers, the Q&A session again. We have another question. Judging from the fishing tools, how many categories are there for the fishing tools? Please write your answers in the comment space. Let's check what else there has to offer. Our people are weaving the fishing net. And between the ropes, we also put in something made of iron. So the fishing net will be thrown into the water, but the topping of the fishing net will be covered on the surface of the lake. We will spread out the fishing net into the water. And the ropes of the fishing net will be connected to the surface of the ice. The gloves of the worker is worn out on purpose to give him the strength to weave the rope. I think what I'm doing is demonstrating the craftsmanship. And It is done in a very quick manner. So you make a knot with the thinner rope onto the thicker rope. This is real technique. So you wind it up and apply some technique to the rope. And without the force of knives or scissors, you just break it up. I think that really demonstrates the craftsmanship. Now we are happy to have another local guest with us, Mr. Cao. Hello, everyone. Mr. Cao is a famous folk culture expert. I've been talking to your people, and I learned about a spectacular technique of weaving the net. He made some special techniques to the ropes. Yes, the workers have grown proficient at weaving the nets. Because they have too many work to do, they need to be quick, and they grow proficient at it. They made a knot, and they break the rope up. This is real craftsmanship. So are they called the netters? Yes, they are fishermen, but when they do the netting work, they are called netters. Before the fishing season begins every winter, they need to ensure the fishing nets are well equipped. Only with good fishing tour, you can make good fishing. And for female workers, they wear a small pocket which carries a small toolkit. They come from local. Each of them carry a small pocket. The female workers, you can see the white pockets, white bags they are carrying. They made it by their own. That means everyone makes their own small bags. And this is from very ancient times. And it resembles what we discovered from 1,000 years ago. And this has been inherited for thousands of years. And the female workers pick up their toolkit from their small bag, and when it is used, they return it to the bag. And the bag is made of also nets. And nearly 10,000 years ago, the ancient people also used these kind of bags, but what we discovered are made of porcelain and pottery, but the shape is the same. So the small pocket is very useful. The female workers make it by themselves, and it has an ancient history. It dates back to thousands of years ago. The style has never changed. Only the material has changed from porcelain to net. It has shown the inheritance of folk culture and fishing culture. There has been no change to the shape and form of the small pocket. The online viewers are interested to know whether you are making preparation for the fishing season. Yes, we are making the final preparation. This yard is for equipping the net. December is the peak season for fishing. Actually, the fishing season has already started. A good fishing lives without a good net. We must ensure the net are well weaved. I'm quite interested in this tool. It must be traditional. It's called the weaver. First, you need to roll up the thin rope onto this tool with the help of this weaver, because this will help you weave the net in a simple way, and it saves effort. I think we need to stop a little bit for another Q&A session, because the time is for the Q&A now. The question is, during my talk with Mr. Cao, he mentioned the Chinese word 不量子. Do you know the definition of 不量子 in Chinese? I think we need to give the online viewers some more minutes for them to figure out what 不量子 means in Chinese. You can check out how this female worker is weaving the rope. It's also an ancient technique. The same technique used by our ancestors thousands of years ago. A piece of iron was tied to the rope. But in the past, the pottery was tied to the rope instead. Now it is iron. Check out the pocket again. It is made by the workers by themselves. It's a special decoration for the workers. It is handmade. Now let's get back to the question. What is the meaning of 补量子 in Chinese? Literally, it means once there is a hole in the fishing net, you need to remend it. So you need to prepare some extra ropes. Just in case there are any holes in the fishing net, you can quickly repair it. This is not 补量子, it is 超烙子. So 补量子 means something related to the hole in the net. This is another tool. This is for drilling the ice. It has a sharp head. The sharpest point may be as thin as a needle. So we need to ensure it's sharp enough to break into the ice. So the workers here are all craftsmen. They know how to make and repair the tools. We have another tool here. And this is for taking out the trash ice. Why are holes in this tool? Of course it has holes because this will help get out the ice cubes. I think maybe in the shape of a spoon may help us get the ice in a quicker way. Yes, please watch carefully. It is indeed in the shape of a spoon. Check out this tool. This goes together with the fishing net. This one goes together with the one we have seen previously. It's so long. So you carry it forward while it carries the fishing net. So as you move forward, the net is also moved forward. Now let's get back to our question. I have received many answers from the online viewers. I think we posted up 2 questions today. One is about the ice yard. Another is about 补量子. So the online viewers wonder whether this is an invented term or inherited term. You know, the ice yard has a long history. Before ice yard, we have water yard. Because there are several lakes in northeast China. Okay, please allow me to put up another question. So what is the definition of 大车店 in Chinese? If you put up the right answer, you might have the chance to win a nice gift. 大车店 is built around the lake area. It is termed as water yard because when you get the fish, you need to find a place to restore it. So you put it in the yard. First, you give the warm water on the surface of the fish for it to form ice. So this is done to keep the fish fresh and also wet. That's why we have the ice yard. That's why we also have the ice yard, apart from the water yard. So water yard refers to 大车店. It refers to about the place for storing the fish is called the ice yard. Do you have any other fancy terms? Well, 大车店 literally means the restaurants for the horse riders in the past. At the hotels that the horse riders choose to stay. So the water yard refers to where the horse riders stay after fishing, and the ice yard refers to the storage of the fish. As you can see, this part of the fishing net has been finished, and they are ready for fish catching. But the fishing net hasn't been finished. It needs to combine several parts together. We have received more questions for Mr. Cao. And they commented that Mr. Cao is the inheritor of the fishing culture and digger into the folk culture here. Indeed, Mr. Cao is a famous folk culture expert in Jilin province. Can you share with us your story of the cultural heritage in Chagan Lake? Well, years ago, I went to Northeast China for investigating the local culture, and I was surprised to find many fishermen walking in the snow with backpacks and toolkits. I wonder what they are to do, and they told they are to fish. I was very interested about it, so I decided to stay in the village. As I stayed as a local resident, I decided to talk to the local residents. Then I got to learn about the local fishing culture. Here we have another question. There is a term about fishing. It pronounces 快档. So, what does it mean in Chinese? Choice A, walk quicker. B, a way of greetings, of saying hello. So better provide your answer in the comment space. And we will make a count and select the winners. Please leave your contact and you might get a nice gift, which is the local fresh caught fish. So please continue with your story. Yes, when I decided to stay here, I decided to dig deeper into the local culture. So I wrote the stories about the fishing village. And it all came to the source of private ownership. It relates to the private ownership and the final fishing tribe in China. I thought about a lot of names for the book, but I was not satisfied with all of them. But 3 days after it was published, it got a national prize of writing. There were 4 candidates, and I was lucky to get the prize. The hostess was Yang Lan, and I was asked to share the feeling of writing this book. And I said I was touched by Chagan Lake. And this place, it moves people easily and influences people. It has a very special fishing culture and has deepened my understanding of the local culture. It has not only motivated myself, but also many more people to come here. Not only the fishing culture, but also the frozen earth culture. All the craftsmanship has built a spectacular culture here. Well, thank you, Mr. Tao. I think that's the very end of today's live stream. But before we end, I think I'm walking on a cart. Another question. What is this that I'm standing on? It has a term locally. Please put up your answers in the comment section. We will make a count of your answers and select the winners, and you may have a chance to win a nice gift. Thank you for watching. Thank you.